to the channel. I'm just Mike and this is Keep On Creating. So some good news, a little bit of a rookie move, auto sabotage, but the microphone in the last one was actually back to front. So I was talking and obviously the sound wasn't right. Now as I said, rookie move or could have been sabotage. Someone was sat in my chair on the weekend and somehow my microphone got turned around. So anyway, what we're going to do in this episode, we are going to be creating this design over here. But through a few different episodes, probably about 3 or 4, I'm going to keep on adding to this design. So we're going to end up with something pretty awesome, but in shorter clips. Because I have heard the videos are going on a bit long and blah, 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 blah. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with the design here. Some of the sections, I'm just going to do the first bit. I'm going to fast forward through the sections that I just repeat, so you guys get an idea. Speed the videos up. Let's do this. Right, so let's get going here. So the first thing, let's get a new file going. So click on that. I've got 500 by 500. Click create, and up pops our white block. Okay, I'm going to get my text tool, hit T, and let's type in some text. So deny. Okay, just going to hold down my Apple key or command key, Alt, drag, type in the. Let's just make this a bit bigger. So I'm just going to hit E, scale it up nice and large. Okay, so for the fonts, we've used Drone Ranger before. I'm going to use that one again. So Drone Ranger, all the fonts, if you don't know where to find them, I will leave a link in the description below if you haven't got them. This font here, let's go for Anaheim Gothic. So we'll do that one there. And we're going to need another one of these. Okay, just alt dragging it to make another one. Okay, cool. With I'm just going to double click on that. I'm going to go to the front of it, give it a bullet point with a space. Okay, and the end of it, space, bullet point. I'm going to bring that bullet point in a little bit. So all I need to do is just size down the font. So you can size it down to about there. I'm going to copy that, paste that in there. So it just brings it in a little bit, makes it a little bit tighter. And the reason why I use like this font is just because it's more vertical and it gives us a nice chunky space. Okay, now let's create a ribbon behind the word the. So I'm going to get my rectangle tool, hit M. And I'm going to drag something like that. Let's go for a different color this time. Let's go for this khaki color. Send that to the back. Come on, shift, open square bracket. It's gone to the back. Okay, centralize that somewhere there. Now to create the ribbon effect, what we need to do is create little triangles on the side. So a quick and easy way to do that, hit P, and I'm going to add a node over here. So you should get the plus sign. Likewise for this side, get the plus sign, click there, and then just drag these little nodes in a little bit. So it can be up here if you want. This is going to be so messed up, it doesn't really matter. Let's click this, and we are going to, let's roughen it up a bit. So I'm going to go Effect, and I'm going to go Distort, Transform, and Roughen. So we need, that looks, so we're going to click on Smooth. I'm going to click here, let's go to 1, and then this detail, just drag this detail all the way down. Here, somewhere about there. Let's go 0.5 there. Okay, cool. And I'm going to go okay. So you can see it's got kind of a ribbon effect. I'm going to actually drag these little edges in a little bit more. That's somewhere around there. It's good. Okay. Let's convert this to outlines, the font to outlines. But first, before we do that, I'm just going to hold Alt and click and drag a copy. Likewise for deny. So we've always got this a font on the side when we want to come back and use it later. Let's convert this to outlines. So Command Shift O. It's converted that to a graphic now. I am going to ungroup that, and I am going to go to my Pathfinder and unite it. Expand it, holding Alt while clicking on that unite. So remember to always hold the Alt key when you do that, because as I explained in the last video, there's been some comments. Okay, now I want to give this like a bit of a wave. First thing what I need to do is click on that, expand that. So Object, Expand Appearance, it gives us that. I'm going to select everything there, go to Effect, go down to, where is it, Warp, and gonna get this one called Flag. There is one called Wave, but Wave does something different. Okay, so we've got this wave effect with this flag effect going over here. Wave flag. I'm going to, you can drag whichever way you want. So if you wanted to go the other way, that's cool. I'm gonna do it like over there. That's cool. Let's just round it, make it 20. Go okay. and go okay. So now we've got this effect with the flag. Our text, because we selected our text at the same time as that graphic, it's done everything perfectly. Now we're going to go object, expand. If you watch that blue edge, it'll go a snap to that line there. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, now this makes triangles for the side here. So these little triangles here. So I'm just gonna, you can either do this with your pen tool, and we can literally go click, click, make a triangle. As I said, this does not have to be perfect. Okay, and I'm gonna make this, let's just make this black for now. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna, because this is so small and we battle to make this distressed effect over here, I'm going to make a distressed effect another way. So I'm going to open my brushes. You go here, window, brushes, bring up this box, click on this little hamburger tool over here. Let me just bring this in the screen so we can all see. Click on that little hamburger menu, go down to here, and I'm going to go, oh, we need to bring it over even more. So go here, open brushes, artistic, and I'm going to go, let's go paintbrush. You can see there's a whole bunch of different options here. I am going to go, let's go for brush 1, okay? And that appears in our brush window over there. Okay, so at the moment, this is now 1 point. I'm going to take that down to 0.25. Actual fact, yeah, that's cool, okay? And now we're going to go object, expand appearance, and I'm going to hold my Alt key and unite. Ungroup, sorry. So Command Shift G, ungroup, unite, expand. Okay, and there's our little effect. Just make sure that we change that back to black, because you can see it's actually gone a little bit gray. I'm going to take this, click and drag, okay, and then just flip it over. And there we go. So we're on the other side. I am going to actually just bring in this just a little bit, and I'm going to take this corner here. Okay, take all of that there, and I'm going to bring it in just to give it a little bit of a difference. Okay, so from the other side. Okay, so it's not exactly the same. It's somewhere around there. Okay, cool. Now what we can do is we can take our deny. We've got a copy of the font over here. I'm going to convert this to outlines. Command Shift O. It's outlined, and I'm going to take it to the end over there. Hit E. Okay, scale this up all the way somewhere around. Just going to overdo it slightly past that triangle. That's cool. Likewise for this font at the bottom here, just take it from there to there. Ooh, we're almost there. And then just take it somewhere around there. Convert that to outlines. Command Shift O. Right, so I'm going to show you the first stage of this one, and you guys are going to do the rest. So I'm going to hit P to get my pen tool. I'm going to start drawing triangles through my design like this. So I'm going to draw one there, and let's just make it this blue color here. And I'm going to do another one over here, and then you guys are going to do the rest. So what we're going to do, we're going to crack and draw some triangles through here and the bottom. Let's do this. Okay, so once you're happy with all your triangles, you're going to select one of these colors. You're going to go up here to select same, full color. Okay, now I'm going to unite them. So I'm going to hold my Alt key, click on unite, and then expand. Remember to hold that Alt key. I don't want to hear nothing in the comments. So with this deny, I'm going to ungroup it. Command Shift G, and I'm going to unite those. And I'm going to do the same for this machine at the bottom. I'm just going to click it, Command Shift G, ungroup it, and then unite those ones there. So now I've got this graphic, and they are independent from one another. I'm going to select this, our triangles. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to hold Shift, select deny, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to use this minus front, which I call punch. And I'm going to click on that, and it's punched it through that section there. Likewise for the machine. Now I'm going to go Command F because it's saved in our clipboard. And I'm going to hold Shift, then select the machine, and then punch that through like that. So now we've got these two effects basically punching through like that. Now, if I try and group this, I can't ungroup this in any way. Still stays the same. It's a compound. We have to release that. So you're going to hit Command, Alt, Shift, 8. That's a long one. You're going to go Object, which is here, Command, Compound Path, and it's this one here, Release. Okay, so there's your quick key over there. Now what happens is all these individual shapes are all individual. So I'm going to select all those. I'm going to slightly move it this way. I'm going to move this one this way, rotate it there. So everything on sort of the same axis. I'm just shifting around a little bit. So these ones here, it's going to shift that way. This one shift this way, and that one kind of like shift that way. So it's like being cracked, and it shifted a little bit. Release the compound path from this one. Okay, and you can see the little A just popped out there. Just going to ungroup it. select that A, okay, and you can see it's been released, but we need to repunch that through the A. So make sure it's on the top layer, select the bottom layer, and then punch that through, and then there we go. Okay, so we've moved that one. Let's move these three. I'm going to rotate them slightly, shift it that way. Don't have to do that too much to that one. So you guys are just got to shift them the way you want to shift them. I'm going to rotate that. Okay, bring this one here. Take that one that way. Take that line there. Crack it this way. Take these ones here. Take it that way. I'm going to rotate that a little bit like that. Oh, that's cool. Now, what we can do is I'm going to select all this top layer over here. So make sure not to select that khaki underneath. Okay, with all those elements selected, I'm going to unite them once again. So I'm going to make them that compound again. Likewise for this bottom, select all those little bits over there, unite them, expand them. So we've got one graphic and we've got two graphic. That's looking good. Now I'm going to bring this to the top again. Okay, because we wanted it to overlap, but we also should have a little bit of space around it. So select only the key line, but only the ribbon bit. I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to Command F to paste it on the top of it. I'm going to give this a crazy red key line. Okay. Go to my strokes, little palette here. I'm going to select this to the outside, and I'm going to up my keystroke. Yeah, let's take it about 10. Then we're going to go Object, Expand Appearance, so it outlines a keystroke, ungroup it, go back to our Pathfinder, unite it, expand it. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Command C, we're going to do the same thing we did with the triangles. I'm going to punch it through the deny bit first, and then I'm going to Command F and punch it through the machine bit. So now we've got that little bit of a space going around it. So we've got that section there. Feel like I want these triangles just to be a little bit thinner, so I'm selecting both of those, hit E, and I'm just going to compress them. Okay, maybe bring them in slightly and then just bring them out slightly. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so we could stop there, but if you have the distressed effect that I used in the past, we can open that now and just give this a little bit more distressed texture. So let's go ahead and I'm going to crack it open there. It's this one here. And I'm going to just select this row over here, copy that, and I'm going to paste it in this window here. An important thing for this texture effect, I'll leave the link in the description below, is that we need to have these more or less the same size as our textures over here to be able to have the same sort of effect. Okay, we can adjust it slightly, which I'll show you how to do. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to select the deny, and let's open up our graphic styles. Okay, and let's go we'll start off with this one. We want a little bit more, probably a little bit more. Yeah, we want it somewhere like that. And then for this one here, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to go Object, Expand Appearance. Okay, so that's that one set. We could probably do the same for this one at the moment. Let's take that back a notch. Yeah, let's leave that one around about there. Object, Expand Appearance. Let's select all of this. I'm going to enlarge it. Okay, so somewhere around there, and you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. Because if I did that when the machine text was too small, the effect would actually be too mild. So let's just try to get it, yeah, somewhere like there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Before we scale this up again, I'm going to select this and I'm going to go Object, Expand Appearance. Okay, so I'm just going to take this back to my artboard, and I'm just going to zoom in for us. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one. You guys can go and do the rest of them. So let's select this one over here. I'm going to go Image Trace. Then it's traced that image, and I'm going to hit Expand. Okay, now it's vectorized absolutely everything. I'm just going to hit my direct selection tool, select this outer layer. So I'm going to click on, and I'm going to delete. And you can see now all of this is all vector. So you go ahead and do the rest of these while I fast forward through them. Okay, so we're back here, and I am actually going to get rid of this little piece over here because it's really annoying. You may not have that piece depending on the font you've used. I'm going to select this layer over here. I'm going to ungroup it. Come on, Shift G. I'm just going to hold Shift, and I'm going to select this outer part of the black area, and it's just going to leave me with this inside section here. I'm going to group it. Come on, G. Now I can change this section here to back to our khaki color. Whoop, let's just get our full right. Let's close this graphic styles. Get our full going, and this section here can be yes, you've got some of the little bits in here. If you want to go through, direct select them and just make them all the khaki color. Don't select the whites. Just zooming out. Okay, so the reason why we had to do that is because if we wanted to change it like the khaki color, then it would be easier for us to do that. So for instance, now we want to be able to change this to a white. We want to put this on a black background. So for now, I'm just going to get my rectangle tool, create a big block. I'm going to create off black, so charcoaly color, send that to the back so we can see what we're doing. Okay, ungroup this, exactly what we did there. I want to select, basically I want to select all the whites. I might as well do same with this one here. Select that white color. Make sure when you do select it, you get a little white block over there in your swatches. Select this here. I'm actually going to go select same full color, and I'm actually gonna, for ease, I'm just gonna get rid of it. And so we just have the fabric color coming through the back. So now what we can do is all the black, we can just basically drag and mark here over all that black there. It's likewise for this section over here. Just select other little bits that you may have missed, and we'll take those two and we'll make them all white. Change this background color to black, and this we could pay to white again. Okay, cool. So that is the first stage. You didn't have to distress it, but you can distress it if you want, and I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, hands off the keyboard. Let's leave it right there. I'm happy with how that looks. We'll continue this one in the next one. You could use this design as is. It looks pretty cool. If you want to add little text under here, which we'll be doing some little graphic elements onto this, you could leave it as it is, but for time's sake, leave it there. Hope you like this one. Trying to keep it short. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I want to see what you guys are doing in the design, so hit me up on some socials. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out of here.